Carnage in Christchurch came at midday as Muslims headed to mosques for Friday prayers.
When the shooting stopped, 49 were dead, 48 were wounded, 20 critically, including a 5-year-old. 3 are under arrest, including an Australian national described as a white supremacist armed with a small cache of weapons. It is already Saturday in New Zealand, and within the past 90 minutes, the main suspect in the attack appeared briefly in court. He showed no emotion as a judge read a single murder charge against him. More on his background in a minute. But first, reporter Emma O'Sullivan on the premeditated attack.
The mosques were packed for Friday prayers when the gunman, streaming live on Facebook, opened fire.
I just lie down under the bench and I'm thinking that, if I get out, I'll get shot. So I'm just keeping my fingers crossed so I could be alive.
2 mosques were attacked. This witness was in one of them, where a crowd ran for the exit.
When he saw that people like they in the corner, they just shot them, around.
Police say they have 3 suspects in custody. One had posted an immigrant-hating manifesto on social media under the name Brenton Tarrant, calling himself a fascist.
It's absolutely terrifying to think that people could be so cold-hearted and shoot people because of their religion.
This witness thought she heard firecrackers until people started falling.
I'm 66, never thought in my life I'd live to see something like this, not in New Zealand.
New Zealand's police commissioner has urged people to remain vigilant and report any suspicious behaviour. He's also directed mosques nationwide to shut their doors and to remain closed until further notice from authorities. The country's Prime Minister said some of the victims were likely refugees.
They have chosen to make New Zealand their home, and it is their home. They are us.
She called it one of New Zealand's darkest days. Emma O'Sullivan, CBS News, Christchurch, New Zealand.
And the gunman live streamed his attack on social media. KPIX5 has decided against airing any of that video.
The gunman has been identified, as you just heard, as 28-year-old Brenton Tarrant. He is from Australia, and we learned he legally purchased all 5 of the guns he used in the attack. His arrest shortly after the shootings were caught on camera. His 74-page manifesto found by investigators. According to investigators, Tarrant writing he chose New Zealand for its remoteness to show no place on earth is safe. The gunman's manifesto also mentioned President Trump as, quote, a symbol of renewed white identity. The president dismissed that suggestion that white nationalism is a rising threat around the world.
I think it's a small group of people that have very, very serious problems. I guess if you look at what happened in New Zealand, perhaps that's a case. I don't know enough about it yet. They're just learning about the person and the people involved. But it's certainly a terrible thing, terrible thing.
Mr. Trump tweeted his condolences to the people of New Zealand and spoke personally to the Prime Minister today.